everybody, my name is Riley and welcome back to my channel. If you're new and here, hello, I am a soon-to-be final year 6th form student and I am studying English literature, law and sociology, and welcome to another video. I've kind of been on my grind a lot lately. This is the third video that I've posted in a few weeks, which is honestly crazy. For today, I thought we could continue on with my little back to school series that I'm doing, and we could do a what's in my backpack, because I've absolutely loved watching these videos, and so why not make my own? I'm gonna go ahead and just walk you guys through everything that's in here. I've kind of just shoved it all here. I haven't really thought that much about it, so there may be some things that I'm forgetting. I thought I'd have a lot more in my bag than I do. I tend to kind of really just carry the essentials. I don't really carry any like unnecessary stuff. I say that. I hope there are not any unnecessary things in here. Okay, so I'm going to briefly kind of talk about the backpack. This is a backpack. I think it's called the Puma Buzz backpack, and this is the one that I got to replace my original one last year in year 12, because this one has 3 pockets, so it has a lot more storage, whereas my other one had like one main pocket and a tiny front pocket, and it was just not enough to carry everything that I needed it to carry. So we upgraded and we're going to be using this one this year, because honestly, what is the point of getting a new bag? Like, completely pointless. It has 2 water bottle pockets. Completely ignore the toothpaste at the side here, it's because I've had my toothbrush in here where I've been on holiday. We will clean that before we go back. But on the other side, I just keep my water bottle. I just have this plain metal one which I got from Asda. I really like it. I think it's really aesthetic and it makes drinking water like so much fun. Like, have an aesthetic water bottle because it will encourage you to drink more water. And then when it comes to studying, hydration is key, because hydration equals focus. In the very front pocket here, I don't have very much. The first thing I have is just this random notepad which just has a few different like notes on it, and I've just put this in here because quite a nice little thing to just jot things down onto. It's literally a free one that I got at a University of Southampton event that I went to. I also have my little notebook which I tried to bring around with me everywhere, which kind of serves the same purpose as this. It's just in a smaller format. I sometimes will use this to make to-do lists. It's honestly kind of full. I might need to get a new one soon, but we're gonna use it up first. I also have a little Parker pen on the side here. I got this because one of my friends in secondary school used to use Parker pens all the time, and I wanted to kind of join the trend, so I got one and I just keep it with this notebook and I can use it on here as well. The next thing I have, I can't actually show you because it's got my school's logo on it, but it is my ID badge which I need to get into the building every day. I need to do any printing or photocopying that I need to do. So this is pretty much a standard, and I absolutely hate that my school's logo is all over the lanyard, so I can't even show you the lanyard, but it's there, it's in my hands, you can see it poking out there. And then I also have my keys as well on this little lanyard, but again, that's everything I keep in the front pocket. It's very minimal, I know, but I don't like to carry too much stuff. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next pocket now. This is kind of like a smaller pocket, but it's a bit bigger. Actually pretty empty, and that's because in this main bit here, I will just put my lunch. I honestly don't use a lunchbox anymore. I used to use one, but I found that it actually like bulks out the bag a bit, makes it heavier, it makes it harder to put other things in there. So what I do is I literally just make sure that everything is bagged or boxed up, and it all just gets slopped into here, and I just kind of like will take at it throughout the day. There are 2 little pockets here, and in one of them I just have the pen that matched with that notepad that I showed at first. So I also want to put a little mechanical pencil in here and perhaps a highlighter as well. Not sure about that. And then in the other one I just have some sunglasses because it is still pretty sunny, and honestly I love wearing sunglasses. I just think that they really tie together an outfit, and I think they make me look hot. Whether you think they make me look hot or not, I don't care. They make me look hot, end of conversation. But just this plain pair in here. They've actually got the Google logo on them because they're one that my dad got free at work. And then we're moving on to the main pocket, which is where the majority of my things are honestly kept. So I have quite a lot in here. We're gonna start basically here. So I just have, I don't know which books I'm gonna need as of right now, but I just will keep any of my necessary English books. So I'll just put some of my coursework books, and then we're gonna be starting Hamlet. Oh, I'm also gonna be starting Fahrenheit. So I will just take whatever English books I need. I like to always have them on me, just because you never know, I may need it to do some like post work, so I may need to use it to find like some quotes, or I may have like specific stuff I need to do with it. But the coursework books especially, because we need to get on the coursework grind, considering haven't even read this yet. Oh yeah, I have these page flags in here as well. These are so useful. I've just been like documenting the passages that will match with my theme, and honestly, I love them. Those were like 75p from Poundland, if I'm not mistaken. The next thing I have in here is my bullet journal. I mentioned this in my last video, but I'm not too much of a physical planner. I kind of go through phases where I like to use a physical planner and then phases where I prefer to go digital. So I've tried bullet journaling in the past. I have loved it, had a love-hate relationship with it. Sometimes I just could not be bothered, but hopefully we can develop a routine where we can make a to-do list in this every day, because honestly I just like having a paper to-do list rather than a digital to-do list. I'm going to show you guys the spread that I have. So this is loosely based on a old video from Gabrielle. So it has the exact same layout as what Holly said. It's the same like dimensions and everything, but it basically just has space for to-do list, and then at the bottom of mine I have put a section for each of my subjects, and then I can track any homework and their due dates in here, just so that I have everything in one place. And you plan 2 weeks on a double page, so this should be enough to cover the 2 weeks hopefully. And then I also have a section for my EPQ. I have a section for university applications, so any personal statements, any deadlines, any webinars, things like that, those can go there. And then I also have a space for next week in case there's anything that is coming up on the next week that I need to make sure that I carry over. Okay, the next thing in here, I literally shoved in an EPQ research book, because I gotta get on my grind with the research. But I basically just have one of my books. My EPQ is all about teaching styles, so I have a book called Mark Plan Teach, and I'm using some of it to help me out. The next thing I have in here is my iPad. I have the iPad 10th generation, which came out in 2022, and I have it attached to this keyboard case, which is by Innotek on Amazon. This was a lot cheaper than the Apple keyboard was, and I honestly feel like this provides more protection than the Apple keyboard does, because my friend owns the Apple keyboard and I've looked at it and I'm just like, that does not provide very much protection, so I feel much safer having this one. Now I'm going to be trying to not go fully digital, but I'm going to be trying not to bring my MacBook to school if I can help it, because honestly it weighs down my bag and it makes it heavier than it needs to be, and I can do most of the things that I would do on my MacBook either on here or using a school computer. I do also have the Apple Pencil. This is the USB-C one that is specifically designed for this iPad. I can magnet it on top, but when I usually put it in my bag it falls off, so there's this little like holder on the side that I can just put it in. The next thing I have in here, this is my folder that has all of my EPQ stuff in it. So I have different like research papers, different stuff from events. I just basically keep this here because I didn't need a full like ring binder for it. And then the final thing I have in here is my day folder. We're going to excuse the fact that this says year 12, not year 13. I kind of cannot be bothered to change it, so I may just keep it saying year 12. I have stuck some of the stickers that used to be on my MacBook up at the top because I wanted to have my MacBook completely clear, but I didn't have anywhere to put these stickers back, so I just shoved them on the front of this folder. We've got the Ragcam, which is in Oxford, pile of books, this quote from Oscar Wilde, which says you can never be overdressed or overeducated, and then a cup of coffee, which is an essential when it comes to sixth form. So this is just a smaller folder. It's not a full-size ring binder, and I basically use this to transport my papers to and from school every day. I've tried a few different like filing techniques. I have done a day folder like this. I have done an expanding like folder where you just slot things in, and I've also done individual like popper wallets for each of my subjects, but I think that this is the better solution. In the front of it, I just have this refill pad. I can do my work on here, I can make my notes in class on here. I bought a new one even though I have like nearly 3 that's in progress. I haven't bought many things new for this school year. I wanted to have something that was new, so I ended up just buying a refill pad. It was literally like £1.50, so it wasn't much, but I wanted that fresh like excitement again, so got that. That's clipped into my day folder. As well in here, I don't have any work right now because obviously term has not started yet, but what I do have are my specifications for each of my subjects, which is very convenient because I like to use these to help me make sure that I am A, learning the right knowledge, and B, it really helps me when I'm making my flashcards so I can see which topics I've done, which topics I still need to do, what do I even need to put on the flashcards. The specification is your best best friend. I don't print out the full document, I print out the subject content. So basically in here, it has each of the topics that we do, and then it breaks down that topic into the individual subtopics that you do. And then there was actually something that I missed because blended in. We've got my pencil case. I have this little Nike one that I use. This was one that my sister got with a bag a few years ago, and I like it because it's small. I'm gonna quickly run through the different things that I have in here. The first thing I have in here are just some basic Bic pens. I have them in all the 4 main colours because that's the colours I use to make my notes. I have a pink and purple, which I use more for my bullet journal than I do for my note. 2 mechanical pencils. One of these is not supposed to be in here. I don't use pencils that much, but I do have them as an option. We've got rubber, a folding ruler. This one is really nice. I have basically all 4 of those Bic pens just in a single pen, and then just a plethora of highlighters. I mainly like the pastel ones. I have 1 for each of my subjects. I also always have a neon yellow one because I just love the neon yellow highlighters. No, I think I put the whole set of the pastel and then I just shoved the neon one in there as well. These are the Stabilo Swing Cool highlighters, and I spent way too much money to buy both packs, but we have them now, so it's fine.